Hey guys, today's video is going to be kind of a story time. It might turn into a rant. I don't know, let's see how we go. Today I'll be talking about how I lost my job and just talking about how my workplace pretty much hated me. But before I start, I would like to direct your attention to my neck. This choker here, it has a little fake wolf tooth thingy, and it's like a double layer choker. I am selling these on my website, Smudge Clothing, and if you want one, they come in 3 colours. I will leave a link to the product below, and there will also be a 20% off discount code in the description as well. So if you want one of them, go ahead and click the link. Now back to the main video. I had a job. You've probably heard me talk about it a lot. I worked at Big W. That was my first and only job ever. And I really did not even want the job. Like, I didn't even apply for it. My sister went into the shop posing as me and giving them my resume. So I didn't even apply for it. At my interview, I completely just sucked. Like, I had never been in the job interview before, so I had no idea what to say. And I didn't even dress up for it. Like, I wore a blue stripy skater dress and I was pretty sunburned. I don't think I was wearing makeup either, and somehow I got the job. So from the beginning, I hated my job. I hated my job the entire time I worked there. I did not want to have a job at all. I did make some pretty good friends, and I'm still friends with them today from this job. So I guess some good things came out of it. My job was called Recovery and Replenishment. I just pretty much go in a couple hours before the shop closes and pick up people's messes and help people in the area that I'm working in if they need help. And that was pretty much it. So it was pretty simple. I pretty much hated it for no reason. Maybe because I just was too lazy and I didn't want to work. I did have some problems with working there. Like, I didn't get taught many things. I just got taught like how to sort the clothes out and how to fold them properly. If I was working in shoes, I had to hang them the right way. If I was working in the intimate section, I had to learn how to hang the bras up properly. And also I worked in an area that was called HBA, I think. I think it stood for like health, beauty and accessories, and then I did the babies section as well. So I put makeup away, I put toiletries away, hung up baby clothes, and yeah, it was just simple. But we also had to carry around these electronic device thingies that scanned barcodes to tell you like how much something is and how much of that product is in stock out the back. And yeah, and it also printed tickets, like price tag ticket things that you put above the product if it's hanging. I don't know how to explain it, but I hope you know what I mean. So it printed tickets, and what you had to do was scan the barcode and press a couple of buttons and press print. I didn't get taught how to do that until maybe half a year into my job. And every single shift, we were meant to carry that with us and print out tickets. Every single shift. I wasn't taught how to do that, so I didn't carry one around with me. And when I did, it would never work for me. So there was no use of even doing it. I got in trouble a couple of times for not printing tickets, but I just didn't do it still. So they did not bother at all to teach me how to do things that was not simple enough to teach. There was this one manager I hated. I had a few managers for different types of things. There was this one manager who I absolutely hated. If she liked you, she would like come up to you and she would start talking and she will not shut up. And then she'll get angry if you don't do your job fast enough. It's her fault because she doesn't shut up. I'm not sure if she did like me or she completely hated me. I couldn't really tell. But there was this one time where she just could not be bothered doing her own job. What she was doing was pushing around these massive cages. They probably weighed like 500 kilos. Probably not that much, but it was a big massive cage that you wheel around out back to put stock away, and there was tons of boxes on it. And she said, Jazz, can you stop what you're doing and put this cage out the back? And she was like 10 meters from out the back. I don't get why she couldn't do it herself. I told her that I couldn't do it and could she please ask someone else to do it, because I am the weakest person alive. Like, ask anybody and they will tell you that I am weak. She just said to me, no, you have to do it. Why couldn't she do it? I don't know. But she walked away and I was just gonna leave it, but I thought, nah, I better at least try. I tried to push it and I struggled so much. I was there by myself and I struggled. And then my arms started hurting and my legs because I am so weak. So she did not listen to me at all, and that's pretty much OH&S, like occupational health and safety. That is not safe for asking someone weak to push something that they physically cannot push. So that's just 2 things I've gotten out of the way so far. Another thing is they made me work on weekends, Friday to Sunday at night. Hashtag first world problems, but seriously, it sucked. Being a teenager and being invited to lots of parties and wanting to just be with my friends, they pretty much took away my privileges to party. That sounds really, really stupid, but it seriously, it made me hate my job, it made me hate my life, because I thought that I wasn't really allowed to have any fun because I had to work at night on weekends when there was things on that I'd rather be at. We could fill out sheets if we wanted like 1 day off, but we had to do it like 2 weeks before, which wasn't that bad most of the time, but we got paid whenever we filled out one of those sheets. But I did it so much that I ran out of extra pay. You'd think by then they would realize, oh, Jazz can't work these days a lot of the time, maybe we should change her days. But no, they didn't do that because they hate me. This is one main thing as to why they hated me, and maybe a reason why they started to think, let's let Jazz go. So I'm the type of person who likes to dye my hair very bright colours. I obviously don't have coloured hair at the moment because it took me over a year to get blue out of my hair. It's probably still there in some places. But one day I decided to dye my hair bright pink. I had no idea that Big W had this rule where you couldn't have coloured hair, but they obviously did. A couple of days after I dyed it, I went to work and I walked into the office and they just glared at me. I said that I had no idea that this was a rule and that, like, please give me just a warning. So I just got a warning for having bright hair, and my manager came up to me about an hour later while I was hard at work, and she came up to me and just said, Jazz, if you dye your hair again, you will lose your job. I'll give you a warning this time, but next time we just have to let you go. So I just said, alright, I won't do it again. She walked away. 2 women in the same aisle that I was working in overheard everything. They came up to me and just said, your hair looks awesome, don't let anyone tell you what to do. I'm like, I know. So I'm glad they understood that I should be doing stuff like to make myself happy. I shouldn't be listening to other people. If they don't like my hair, then they're just gonna have to deal with it. So a few weeks later I needed a touch-up, so I dyed my hair again. They got angry at me again, obviously. So like nothing new actually happened there, they just gave me another warning. They did say to me, if it happens next time, we're gonna send you home. So guess what happened? I dyed my hair purple this time. But when I dyed it, I didn't have work for like another week. So I let it like fade out, but when I went to work, it was still a bit too bright, I guess, because I got sent home. I walked into the office and my manager said to me, nah, go home. So, cool. I was really happy about that because there was a party on and I got to go to it. Otherwise, if I had to stay at work, I would be finishing at 10 and I wouldn't have time to go to the party. And if I didn't go to that party, my boyfriend would have cheated on me. Oh wait, he already did at that party. Ah! So that was the last time I dyed my hair for a while. Mum was getting angry at them for sending me home, for not letting me be myself. So that was a win for me. Now here's the messed up bit. One of my other managers, she was young, she was pretty cool. I was not really friends, but like we got along. She had very long white blonde hair. And one day she came into work with bright purple hair. And they didn't yell at her because she was a manager. So she was allowed to have bright purple hair, but I wasn't. A couple weeks later, she was back to white blonde, and then a bit later, she came into work with bright pink hair. I don't get it. Did they actually hate my guts? I think they did. But my manager was allowed to have coloured hair, but I wasn't. It looked better on me, so let me have the coloured hair. So what I did, I just dyed the underneath of my hair, and I dyed like little strips underneath my hair, and I got away with that, so that was good. But I wanted my whole hair done. Also, one of the girls I worked with, I was friends with her, and she came into work with dark purple hair. She got in trouble for that, but she was allowed to keep it. She didn't get sent home. She was allowed to keep her coloured hair, and that wasn't fair. They also had a strict rule about tattoos. You weren't allowed to have tattoos visible or anything. And one day, this guy I worked with came to work with almost a full sleeve of like DC characters. And the manager that I hated loved his sleeve. And she's like, okay, rules lifted, you can show your tattoos. I don't have a tattoo, that didn't affect me, but I just thought I'd mention that. I really hated that manager. So on to how I actually lost my job. I was getting ready for work after school. I was in a big rush, and then my manager texted me saying something like, we don't have a contract for you this time around. I'll let you know when we do. I had a contract, obviously, so I was part-time. I didn't fully understand what she was saying. I thought she meant like my contract wasn't ready, so I won't have to sign one yet, but still like have my same days, because I've done that in the past. But what she actually meant was, we're not giving you a contract this time, you are now casual, we'll call you when we want you in. So I went to work, she explained to me what she actually meant when I got there, and she said to me, while you're here, maybe just help someone out in their area, like work with them. And then she went off like out to do her own thing, because she wasn't actually working that day. I don't know why she was managing me that day. Anyway, there was literally nothing for me to do, and I was just like sitting in the fitting rooms with my friend, and I just got bored and I said, I want to go home. So the woman I was sitting with just said, alright, go find a manager and ask if you can go home. So I couldn't find the manager anywhere, and I just thought, okay, I'm not actually meant to be working today, so I'll just leave. I'll like clock out and I'll leave. So I messaged my sister saying to come pick me up. So she came, and she came to pick me up. It was like 5 minutes before Big W shut, so I didn't really have much time to decide. So I went out of the shop with her without telling a manager or anything. I just said to my friends, alright, I'm going home, bye. So I walked out, and the manager that like told me that I don't have a contract anymore, when she left, she stayed in the shopping center, and she saw me walk out with my sister. When I got home, I got a text from her saying that she's very disappointed in me. I shouldn't have done what I did, and I should have at least told a manager. I just said to her, like, I thought I could go because I wasn't meant to be working, so I thought it didn't really matter. And she was so angry at me. So since then, I have not worked. Since that night, I have not worked at all. They didn't tell me, okay, you're fired. They just didn't call me up for any shifts at all. So I pretty much still work there, maybe. Maybe not, because they took away my discount rights. I got 10% off every time I shopped there. But no, they took away my rights. So yeah, I haven't heard from her since. So I obviously don't work there anymore. I don't regret it because I hated it. Actually, maybe I kind of regret it because I lost the job like a week before I bought my car. So I didn't have any money. I already like agreed to buy the car before I lost my job, I'm pretty sure. So I had to borrow a lot of money to actually buy my car. Anyway guys, that will be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to leave a thumbs up, comment below if you've ever had horrible managers or a horrible job, and if you want to see more of my videos, make sure to subscribe. And don't forget, if you want one of these chokers, the link will be down below, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.